Hey all, as it's OOKIE spooky season and I did not prepare a Halloween special for this year, it feels like the least Halloweeny Halloween season ever to me. Right now it's a hot summer day outside here in Germany when it should be freezing cold in fall, but I thought it would be cute to go through all of my BRATZILLAZ dolls, talk about my BRATZILLAZ collection, and also explain to you why BRATZILLAZ is among my favorite fashion doll lines of all time. Now, I do not have as many BRATZILLAZ dolls as I would like. I currently have 9 in my possession, but they're all complete as I buy them new in box. To give you a quick overview if you're not familiar with BRATZILLAZ dolls, these 5 dolls, they're all the more deluxe ones with inset eyes and full articulation. And these 4 dolls are actually the budget versions with just simple articulation as well as painted on face-ups instead of inset eyes. But I do feel like they're both equally beautiful in their own way. The BRATZILLAZ were of course MGA's answer to Mattel's Monster High dolls, but they're not just a simple copy or rehash, they do have their own flavor and their own style. I'm going to make a lot of enemies here, but I personally prefer BRATZILLAZ to Monster High. My taste in fashion dolls is a bit more basic, so I like my dolls to be very pretty and simple, and that's why they offer. They're more traditionally fashion doll, whereas with Monster High there's always this debate and discussion whether Monster High dolls are actually fashion dolls, or whether they're considered more of an action figure kind of toy. Of course we have this debate because of Garrett Sanders' background and penchant for action figures, as well as later doll lines in the Monster High franchise being very much not focused on the redressing aspect and just being a plastic toy in itself. So here we have Jade Jador, that one is Yasmina Clairvoya, this one is Ileana Honesty, and that's Sasha Bella Paws. Here we have Megana Broomsticks. These characters are a play on the original Bratz dolls, and they're kind of like their witchy cousins. That's how they were advertised. Now I love the 2010s era for their design and the risks that they took back then. Of course it was all down to Monster High success and it being an iconic, groundbreaking toy line, therefore opening the doors for toy lines like BRATZILLAZ or Novi Stars. Now, as I do not have any kind of nostalgia for that era, because I'm too old to have been a child back then, I do not see everything through rose-colored lenses. I can actually make out the fact that there was kind of like a dissonance between the excellent design of these dolls and their quality, because the quality was downright abysmal at times. And in the early 2010s era, when these doll lines came up, we were right in the midst of a recession. So toy companies like Mattel and MGA had to see how they were able to cut costs. A lot of doll collectors who are now in their early 20s, who have been too young to actually realize that back then we were knee-deep in a recession. 2008 was horrendous for our economy. Therefore, big brands and doll lines from Mattel and MGA had to go through cost-cutting measures that had to be employed. So a lot of times these doll lines suffer from low-grade materials used and old-school production techniques employed. Like, for example, with early Monster High you had the rubber band hip joints. Novi Stars dolls also employed the technique of having a rubber band elastic as a hip joint. You had the glue heads, you had the hair quality that wasn't really the best. BRATZILLAZ dolls also suffer from that. The limbs were also super loose, like these dolls that have articulated knee joints can't even properly stand upright on their stance because the knees are so wobbly and the whole bodies are so hollow and flimsy that they buckle under the weight of their big heads and long hairstyles. So therefore Ileana as well as Sasha Bella, who both have a full head of hair, can't properly stand upright on their stance. Not having the money to actually invest in proper quality was also part of the reason why Barbie's downhill turn started in the early 2010s. But what they made up for in the lack of quality was in their excellent design. I think these dolls are simply breathtaking, they're stunning, and you can have them as a display piece work of art. I think even when we're just taking a look at these budget dolls, you can see the awesome designs, like they came with shoes, They have these beautiful bell-bottom pants in a satin material where the print goes all the way around. They have this belt buckle and this leather belt. They have this cape, a top. They have earrings, hair accessories. So despite this being a budget line, you can see that they did go all out, and the way they cut costs was more or less by using these simple spaghetti legs wobbly bodies with bend and snap knees, as well as more lower quality hair. But despite the hair being low quality, it's still very soft to the touch and very much brushable, especially with Megana, whose original Core Series 1 doll had horrendous hair, and you can only find her with a knotted matted rat's nest now secondhand. But even with her screening, you can see that she has glitter in her eyes. And I love the side glance they gave her. Generally, these dolls are very uncanny, and I feel like they're a perfect fit for Halloween by being very much spooky yet beautiful. They're glamorous yet wicked. As glam gets wicked was the tagline of this doll line. And can we take a moment to appreciate the BRATZILLAZ theme, both used in the music video as well as in the promotional materials. Both songs are excellent. They're kind of like if the Saturdays went and recorded demos that were rejected by Lady Gaga for the Fae Monster. They're giving me that type of sound, and I'm living. You can also see the inside eyes have so much detail inside of them. Like Iliana's inside eyes truly look like crystals. These dolls are also super photogenic. They really are breathtaking in pictures when you take pictures of them. All of these things are part of the reason why I love these fashion dolls so much. I also love their outfits a lot. There's so much detail to them. There are so many different layers. They used various kinds of materials. They used various kinds of silhouettes. There was also a lot of detail in the design of the accessories, like Yasmina Clairvoyant's earrings, matching her little looking glass accessory here. So yeah, I think I've babbled on enough, and I would just leave you with a stunning view of these stunning dolls. And I would also like to invite you to sound off in the comments down below and shut my no knowledge mouth down for actually preferring BRATZILLAZ dolls over Monster High dolls. Just kidding. But I would like to know what you think of these dolls. If you enjoyed watching this video, leave a like. If you did not enjoy watching this video, leave a dislike. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos like this, and I might catch you in my next one. Bye for now.